Hey guys, Billy Davidson here with Davidson Pressure Washer Painting, Hammond, Louisiana. In this YouTube video, we're going to talk about the question of the day. This is a pressure washing question coming into our YouTube channel. So we're going to be selecting one every day to answer right here on YouTube. So if you need something answered, drop a question in one of the videos anywhere on my YouTube channel, and we'll be scouring through them to try to find some of the best questions out there. Also, as you see, the question is right here posted on your screen. We're going to go over that in just a second, so hang tight for the answer of this question. And if you have something to add to my answer, feel free to put it in the comments as well. I'm sure a lot of people will be reading the comments, and your comment could be very helpful to someone out there. Also, I want to mention, if you're looking to grow your pressure washing business, your soft wash business, your pressure washing business, surface cleaning, dumpster pad cleaning, go check out BillyDavidsonVIP.com. These are tactics that I've been using for over 28 years, guys. We just turned 28 years in the industry full time. It's the only way I've ever made money, this and parking lot striping. So I think this information could help you a lot. So here we go. This question was brought in by Space Coast Bonsai. Ask, would I need a buffer tank to soft wash? I have a 4-gallon per minute machine and it's not belt driven. So to answer your question, Space Coast, if you got a 4-gallon per minute machine, you don't need a buffer tank. Matter of fact, if it's not belt driven, it probably would be useless to have a buffer tank because it's not going to want to siphon off of that buffer tank without pressurized water. There's two ways you can pressurize the water going into that 4-gallon per minute machine, either from your customer spigot or their water faucet, or either you could put a 12-volt pump between a buffer tank and this 4-gallon per minute machine, and that would give it enough PSI to draw off of the buffer tank. The only time I would suggest putting a 4-gallon per minute machine on a buffer tank is if you're doing some heavy equipment cleaning and there's no water source around, or some detail work, some fleet washing. Other than that, if you're doing residential or commercial washing, you can just hook up to the customer spigot. Makes it much more simpler for you. Now, getting back to your question, do you need a buffer tank to soft wash? No, you don't at all. Matter of fact, we throw around this term of soft washing, and it's really not the equipment that's doing it. It's actually the technique. And I'll explain a bit of that, and hopefully it makes sense. So soft washing is basically not using pressure, so to speak. You got to use a little, 50, 60, 70 PSI. That's basically water hose pressure. Now, keep in mind, our pressure washers put out thousands of PSI, or pressure, if you will. And of course, if you're using pressure to clean something, then you're not, quote unquote, soft washing it. So soft washing is a term generally used in the meaning of that we're going to clean it with some chemicals. And most often, it's either a degreaser or either a biocide like sodium hypochlorite or something such like that. So the sodium hypochlorite or degreaser can be applied under very low pressure. There goes hence the word soft wash. So it's water hose pressure, and the chemical action is going to clean the surface, and then you have to rinse it. And sometimes we want to use a little bit more pressure than 60 or 70 PSI to rinse it, just so we can get home quicker. So oftentimes that's where we use an open ball valve, just kind of rinse off the vinyl side, and if that's what you're doing, or the stucco. So to answer your question, you don't need a buffer tank to soft wash, but what you do need is a way to apply the chemicals to the structure that you're trying to cleaning, whether it's a 2 or 3 or a 4% sodium hypochlorite. So let's just say, for example, you want to clean Mrs. Jones's house, a little house, vinyl siding down the street in your neighborhood, and you don't want to pressure wash it, obviously, because you can remove oxidation, you can damage the side, you can introduce moisture or water into the wall cavity if you do it wrong. So we're not going to pressure wash it, so we want to soft wash it. I mean, you literally could go get a garden pump-up sprayer and put some sodium hypochlorite and water in it and spray the sodium hypochlorite on the vinyl side and let it sit for 10 minutes and take a water hose and a scrub brush and rinse it off. And there you go, you're soft washing. But, that's a lot of trouble. No one really wants to do that. So your other options to using this 4-gallon per minute machine would to be buy an XJet. An XJet would get you into the soft washing industry really quick. I mean, you could soft wash all day long with an XJet. You also could do a 12-volt pump. Those are phenomenal for small residential homes. You could also do downstreaming. Although downstreaming might not get you quite strong enough, you might have to apply it a couple times. But there again, you still are soft washing. Hence the word soft washing. You're not using pressure to do it. So to answer your question, you don't need a buffer tank with that 4-gallon per minute machine. You can do it by downstreaming, or you can use an XJet, or you can use a garden pump out sprayer, or you can use a 12-volt system like a soft wash skid. That would get you all the same results depending on the level that you want to spend in your budget for equipment, that sort of thing. Now, if you're downstreaming, sometimes that not, like I said, it's not quite strong enough. So sometimes you got to do it a couple, 2 or 3 times, apply your sodium hypochlorite solution. With a pump out sprayer, you would probably get it done the first round. A soft wash skid would definitely get it done, and an XJet would too. So those are the way that you can get into soft washing today with equipment you have pretty much right now. If you don't have a garden sprayer, you might have to invest in that, or an XJet, or either a 12-volt skid unit, something like that later down the road. But that's how you can get into soft washing with the equipment you got. And you can go make a ton of money doing soft washing vinyl siding houses. Back in the day when I did a lot of residential, I would do 6 or 7 of these houses a day, sometimes by myself, little cookie cutter houses, little 1,500 square foot houses. Yeah, I would be tired, but I would come home with a bundle of money. So don't let your equipment stop you. Have the motivation, the ambition, and the knowledge to get it done. And I believe in you. You can go make it. So Space Coast Bonsai, thank you for the question. Like I said before, if anyone else has any other questions they want answered, we'll be scouring through the YouTube channel, picking one out of the comments, and you could be the next here on our YouTube channel. Again, I'm Billy Davison here with BillyDavisonVIP.com, helping you grow your pressure washing business. And I hope to see you in the next video.